I'm just gonna get right into it. We are changing blinkers on the Mk8 GTI. Come over here, you come take a good look at it, and you squint really hard, and you turn the lights out, and you can see the blinkers, right? Yeah, me neither. So, what we're gonna do is we're going to pull the mirror caps off. We're gonna exchange them out for new ones via BMP tuning, and hopefully they will match pretty dang good with our nice headlights. Now, the headlights are not sequential, but the turn signals will be, so I'm just really hoping that they match the lighting style better. Let's turn the car off. Go ahead and turn our blinkers off. So now that you've seen them, how the heck do we pull these things off? I've heard of 2 ways. I might try both ways. I might get a little scared and only try one. So, what you're gonna do is, I've heard you can just literally slap them. You pull back on it, you slap it, and it pops it off. Or we can go through, do it the right way, actually pull the mirror out. That part makes me nervous only because I would really hate to break the clips that hold the mirror in place. But before we start any of that, let's go ahead. Thank you guys for 675, at the time I'm filming this video, subscribers. That's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the new turn signals, take them outside, we'll go take a look at them. Now, supposedly everything comes in this box that you are going to need to get this done. Not including that, you don't need that. We've got our turn signals, and we have 2 tools here that we're going to be using to actually do this. This is a pry tool, and then there is a Torx T10, I believe. That's going to be the other tool. You could do this at work, you could do this at Walmart, you could do this at your mom's house. I really don't care. But everything should be in the box to get this done by itself. No more tools needed. 2 tools and probably 30 minutes of your time. Let's go ahead and get started, see if we can't break these off. Not usually a big fan of this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and hang this up in the mirror before we get started and just try it out. It doesn't smell too bad. I just don't really love these out in the sun. Sometimes they can like heat soak to the point where the chemical or the fragrance that's in them actually drips off of it and onto your plastics and such. But go ahead, give it a shot. It's not gonna hurt anything temporarily. It's getting cold out anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. Skadoosh. Nice. All right, let's see if we can't figure this out. I really don't want to pull on my mirror, but I also really don't want to break my mirror cap. So I'm gonna do it that way you don't have to. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see me. I can't see you very well, actually. Oh. Much better. Okay. So let's try this way first. Makes me a little nervous. Yeah, I can say I don't recommend that. Does it work? Yes. Probably not the best thing to do. Hopefully it stays back on because I broke it. But these are gonna get replaced eventually anyways. More on that later. So what you've got is you have 1 wire clip right there, and that goes right into that harness. And that will just get the actual cap itself out of the way. And then you'll have 1 more on the fixture itself, along with those T10 Torx bits. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the cap off, get the actual screws out, and hopefully we can put this thing back together. This second clip slides out pretty easy. You don't have to put any sort of pressure on any tabs. You just gently pull it on out. Comes right off. If you're having to pull pretty hard on it, something's wrong. So now that I have broken my 40th anniversary Mk8 GTI's mirror cap, let's go ahead and take off the actual light itself. So with the provided tools, go ahead and unscrew this, and then you'll unscrew this one. I am going to just loosen them and I'll do the rest off camera. Now that those are unscrewed, should just kind of wiggle out of place. I'm hoping, if not, oh, there's one tab right down in there. Looks like we're going to have to lift up over that to go ahead and pull this out. I guess I could look at the new housing and that would probably tell me, but yes, it is just that single tab and then those two screws, and that should come right out. If you're ever thinking about reusing these, be super gentle with that plastic. I'm not, because if you take a look at that, that's the only little bit of LED light in this entire thing. So what we're going to do now is go ahead. We took the driver's side off, so take your driver's side, find the one. This says a left hand 2, so I'm guessing that we're going to be looking for the left hand 2 model, which is this guy right here. So I'm gonna go ahead, slide this on. These are also smoked, so I mean, that's really the only option it comes with, so I hope you're good with that if you get them. If not, then sorry. But go ahead, slide this in, peel some of the blue plastic on back, and what that'll do is that'll sit right in there like so. You'll plug it in, and we'll test them before we put everything back together to make sure it all works. I'm gonna set you down again and go ahead and get this done. You do have to be a little bit forceful for the new light to kind of click in place. That tab that we had to remove that ended up breaking, you do have to use both hands, one on the bottom to support your bottom plastic and then one on the light fixture itself, and that'll give you enough leverage on it to actually slip it over that clip. You do also want to be careful when you're doing this. There are some smaller electronics. I'll give you a better look here in a second, but there are some smaller electronic like sensors and bits that you are going to want to not put any pressure on. Now that that's on there, I can go ahead, use my key fob. We can see that it now lights up, which means it is working. We're going to go ahead, grab our now broken mirror cap, and hope that it stays on. So we're just going to grab it. Your blind spot alert needs to be plugged back in. It's now plugged back in, so we're going to go ahead. It should just slip back into place. Well, now let's do the other side. I'll come up with a quick fix for this just to get by, and then I'll show you when it's done. Well guys, definitely should have done it this way to begin with. Would have been a lot safer of a bet. We literally just popped that mirror right out. You unplug those two wires for the heated mirror function, and then you have access to both clips right at the top to slide that mirror cap out. Well, I tried them both. That way you guys could know which one's better. Definitely pull your mirrors off if you're doing this job. I'm gonna go ahead and get that side assembled so we can at least look at them both on. So if you do it this way, the preferred way, you are going to have those two pins for your heated mirrors. Much easier. Clip the mirror back in place and then put these two pins on. The blue and black wire goes furthest away from the car, and the other one goes closest to the car. That's all clipped back in. Move our mirror back forward. We're going to take our mirror cap now, pop it on, plug everything in. We can go ahead and get a look. I'm going to have to go grab super glue so I can finish the other side, and we can actually look at it on the car. And then once it gets dark here, we can get a really good comparison of the lights. So I did go ahead and get that fixed for the time being, so it'll hold up. It still feels really tight. I'm not worried about it. But now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the flashers on for you. That way we can get a view of what they look like now. And it should match the style of the headlights a lot better. Now the headlights, like I said, aren't sequential. They flash on and off, but the turn signals on the mirrors now are sequential. And I would have to say that that looks 10 times better. It's not quite as, how do I say this? So on camera, you can't really see the individual LEDs as much as in person. But for 60 bucks, I would say that that's a pretty dang good deal. We'll wait till it gets dark out and Justice gets home. We'll put them side by side next to each other. That way we can see just how big of a difference it is. And there's Justice right now. I hope this picks it up pretty well. Hopefully. But you can kind of get a view of that animation and how that whole thing now lights up. We can walk over to Justice's. I turned the hazards on because it would be easier to do so and not have the headlights on. So there you can kind of see it just flashes regular, and it actually does light up fairly decent at night. It's a little bit brighter on camera than it is in person, but this just has the 1 or 2 LEDs inside at the very base where that lights up the entire corner. So quite a bit different, quite a bit better light output, and the light itself is just I feel better quality.
Yeah, that was much better. Much better.
And it matches the front headlights pretty well. Okay guys, so it is the next day-ish. Not really, but for you guys, it is the next day. It's morning. It's actually afternoon. I lost my voice, so if I sound funny, that is absolutely the reason why. Really what I wanted to do is I wanted to come out and just show you guys what it looks like during the day now that all of them are on. We got everything going, because this is where I see the most difference. Just the fact that you're able to see them from a safety standpoint, at least. These aren't going to be things you see very often because you're inside your car. Granted, walking up to the car, leaving the car, you'll see them then when you lock it, but I see this as more of a safety upgrade, and from that, at 60 bucks, really, I think it's worth it, because that could be the difference between someone seeing you and not seeing you. At least your turn signal, maybe they don't know what you're doing, but now they do because they can actually see it. That's really it. It wasn't too hard to install. Like I said, I probably would go with the second route if I were you guys, so you don't end up breaking a tab on your mirror cap. So just pull off the mirror itself and you can take everything off from inside. Super easy and way less likely to break anything. I'll flip you around here. So the S2K is running great. Really, I wanted to know if you guys wanted to see anything in particular with it, because I mean, it's pretty much a blank page, so we can do whatever we want with it, really. Yeah, just kind of wanted your input. Same with the Mk8. If you guys have anything you want to see on the Mk8s, by all means, we got 2 of them, so we can do things a little bit different on either of them. Thank you all for watching. Sorry I sound like garbage, but I appreciate it. We're at like 680 something now when I'm ending the video. I don't know if I mentioned before how many we were at, but anyways, I think we're at 684 now, which is awesome. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. If you like the video, like the video. If you didn't, please like the video anyways. Helps us out. If you want to make fun of me, go ahead, do so in the comments below. It's what they're there for, right? I will catch you guys next time. Peace.